Hello everyone, my name is Ian Tai. First of all, thank you so much for watching this video. Now if you have actually viewed my earlier video, I have actually shared how you can actually create a spreadsheet like this so that you can calculate the return on your net worth. Now in this video, I'm going to share with you how you can use the same spreadsheet to actually make wiser financial decisions. Over here, I have actually prepared a list of common financial questions where people are undecided to whether to go for something or whether to not go for it. So without further ado, let's begin. And the first question is this: should I take my EPF, alright, to settle my mortgage? So let's see. Let's assume that you have EPF, alright, and let's say you have $30,000 inside, which is giving you a 6% returns, and you should receive $1,800 from your $30,000. Okay, so right now your return on your net worth is 3.66%. Okay, so let's just put that in mind, 3.66%. Okay, so let's say we are gonna withdraw this amount. Let's say we can actually withdraw this amount, and we are gonna clear off a portion of the debt on mortgage one. So let's just do that. So EPF is now 0, and of course your mortgage will be reduced. So therefore your return on net worth is now 3.47%, which is lower than 3.66%. So based on this formula alone, we should just keep the EPF at 30,000. So don't withdraw it. Don't withdraw it to settle your mortgage. Okay, so that solves question number 1. So let's go with question number 2. Should I actually invest or should I actually focus on settling debt? Now that's a very good question. So let's see. For example, let's say right now in this spreadsheet we have $30,000 of cash and it's not paying you anything because you put it in the savings account. Okay, should I invest or should I settle some debt? Okay, so it depends. Number 1, you can actually use this 30,000 to, let's say for example, invest in a unit trust which gives 5% returns. You can actually put it into stocks which gives 6%, or an ASB which is 7%. Okay, so let's say for example 7% is the maximum amount of returns that you can actually get from investing. Now let's look at liabilities. So basically we have mortgages where the interest rate is 4.5%, the car loan is 3.5%, personal loan is 7%, and we have credit card debt of 18%. Alright, so I believe the first thing that you need to do is to clear off your credit card instead of investing. So why? So let's say for example, I'm gonna just use the cash here, alright, to actually pay off my credit card debt. So as you can see, your return on your net worth, alright, will go up to 4.41%, which is higher than the 3.66%, alright, like just now. So therefore you should actually clear off your credit card debt. Now what if you did not do so? Alright, so I'm gonna just put back the 10,000, and instead you go and put it in ASB, which is giving you a 7% return. So your ASB goes up to 1,400 in returns, but then your return on net worth has actually increased to 3.95%. Alright, so what does that mean? That means to say it is more efficient for you to use the cash to actually pay off your credit card. Alright, so in this case it's wiser to do so. Now let's say for example I'm gonna just reset it back. Now let's say for example I'm gonna just use the cash. Alright, instead I'm gonna just focus on killing my PTPTN loan. Alright, so what happens? So if I take 5,000 here, I minus off my PTPTN loan instead of my credit card, I'm only getting 3.68%. Alright? But instead, let's say for example I put it into some, let's say an ASB that pays 7%. So now my return on net worth is now 3.8%. So what does that mean? That means to say, if your ASB, the returns that you're getting is higher than the interest chargeable by your PTPTN loan, then you should actually use the capital to actually invest because it's more efficient. But if your investment, alright, the amount that you're getting is lesser than your credit card debt, which is the credit card interest, which is 18%, then you should focus on clearing your credit card debt. So with that, I've actually covered number 2. Let's move on to actually number 3, which is unit trust. Should I invest in unit trust, stocks, or properties? Okay, this one is actually a very good question. So it's actually a tougher one. So let me just take some time here. Let me first reset it. The ASB is 10,000 originally. Cash is this. And now we are back to 3.66. Okay, so it depends. For example, unit trust. Alright, it depends on whether you are a good unit trust investor or a stock investor or even a property investor. Alright, so basically you can actually work it out. For example, if you can actually invest it in unit trust, if let's say unit trust is paying you the best returns, then of course you should actually focus on unit trust investment. If you're a good stock investor, then of course you should focus on stocks. And if you're into properties, then yes, you should actually focus on properties. Okay, so now let's say for example I'm going to invest in properties. Okay, so let's say for example this is my down payment for a new property. Alright, which is not likely because in Malaysia, if you have 2 properties already, then of course your next down payment should be 90,000. Alright, so there is cash restriction. Alright, if you decided to go with properties. So in this case, you can only go with either unit trust or stocks. Whichever pays you the highest interest or the highest return, you should go for it. Okay, but let's say now you have 90,000. Okay, let's play cheat a bit. Okay, so of course because you have $90,000 in cash and your net worth has increased but your net returns did not, so your adjusted return on net worth is actually 2.93%. So I'm just going to put that as a note because you have a lot of assets which is unutilized in a much efficient manner. Now let's say we knock off this and we're going to buy a new property. Okay, so I'm going to just put property 3, and let's say for example it's the same price, which is 300,000, and it's giving you 7% returns. And bam, okay, your return should actually goes up. Your total assets will go up, your total returns will also go up, and of course your total liabilities will also go up because you're taking up a new mortgage. So let's say it's a 70% loan, so I believe it would be 210, 4.5%. And of course there's a new interest payable. So yes, of course, in this case you should actually invest in the you can actually invest in the property because it will actually substantially increase your return on net worth. Okay, from 2.93% to 5.84%. Okay, now what if you don't decided not to do that? Okay, instead you use the same $90,000 to put it into FD. Okay, then your return on your net worth will only increase up to 3.83%. Okay, now I'm just going to put back the FD. Let's say you invest in stocks. Alright, so you increase it from 10,000 to 100,000. Again, it doesn't beat the returns of, it doesn't increase your return on net worth as much as a property, as it will increase from 2.93% all the way up to 4.73% only. So therefore, you should actually still go with the property, alright, in this particular case. And of course, since unit trust is actually lower, I suppose the return on your net worth will also increase much lesser. And again, it is lesser, which is 4.43%. Okay, so there you go. Alright, if you have the cash, you may actually scout for an investment property. If not, try to maximize the returns of your investment by putting it into an investment that gives very good returns. Okay, so now the next question is this: should I upgrade my car, or should I actually upgrade a much better property? Alright, better personal residence. So this is the final question, so I'm gonna just go straight into it. So let's say, for example, I'm gonna just reset this to 3.66%. Okay, so there's no property tree. No, I'm gonna just cancel this because I don't need it anymore. Now let's start off with a car. So let's say, for example, we have a $100,000 car on sale and you want to go for it. Okay, so therefore, let's say you pay 10% and you put in 10% down, and let's say, for example, you trade in. Okay, so your car loan is 15,000 and your car is 30,000. Let's say, for example, so your car equity should be 15,000 because it's 30,000 minus 15,000, so you got 15,000. And because of this, you don't need to put any down payment. Alright, you use this to actually buy yourself a $100,000 car, and therefore your car loan would have increased. Let's say it's a $100,000 car, and here your car loan, because you put in 15,000, so now your mortgage is now, your hire purchase loan is actually 85,000, and therefore if you upgrade your car, most likely you will receive a decline in your you will experience a decline in your return on your net worth. Okay, so once again, this spreadsheet is meant to measure how efficient you are in using capital. It's not a measurement of your happiness, so relax. Okay, if you decide to actually upgrade your car and you are happy about it, go ahead and upgrade the car. Alright, and congratulations to you on that. But if you want to actually improve your return on your net worth score, then of course you should actually practice some delayed gratification. Okay, now what about property? So I'm gonna just reset it back. Okay, it's 3.66%. Now let's say your property 1, and then right now you're living in a condo, but then you actually found yourself a landed property, and then you want to live in that landed property, which is worth $600,000, and you want to live inside there happily ever after. Okay, so first of all, it depends on your the property value, which is 600,000, right? And your mortgage, so you intend to actually sell off this house. Alright, So your existing property your equity is 300,000 minus off 220,000, so it should be 80,000. Okay, so your existing property equity. Alright, so with that your loan is 520,000. So let's do it. Let's key in the figures. So here will increase to 600,000. So naturally your total assets and your total returns will go up because you assume that property price will appreciate by 3% per annum. And of course your mortgage likewise will actually increase to 520,000. So this is your new loan. And of course your total interest payable will also increase, and as well as the liability. Okay, so with that, what happened is that your return on your net worth will still decrease, alright, from 3.66% down to 1.78%. So it doesn't mean that if you upgrade to a better house, your house is an asset, but rather it can be a liability. Alright, nothing wrong with upgrading to a new home. It's just that you must make sure whether that thing, a house or a car or any stocks or whatsoever that you buy or invest, is an asset or liability. It depends on this particular spreadsheet. Alright, so this is actually an example on how you can actually work on the spreadsheet. So thank you so much for listening, and of course you may actually use this to actually guide you to make wiser financial decisions. So thank you so much and have a nice day. Goodbye.